Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a great weekend, spending some time with your family and your friends, because that's what life can give us at its best. So, and today it's Monday, so a new trading week has begun. And let's talk about the bias, the narrative for today, and eventually see what we will do, and eventually try to establish a plan for the New York AM session here. So first of all, let's just zoom out here and see what price has been doing. This is the last previous day high. I mean, the high from Friday's trading action. It's as well the previous week high, and then we have here down the Friday's low as well. So price is now in the equilibrium, as you can see. If I just measure from high to low, price is now right at the equilibrium of the Friday's range. So it's kind of a boring situation. As you can see here, Asia started the consolidation. Eventually, London gave us some kind of manipulation to the downside. And what I would like to see now is eventually price grind a little bit higher. We have some low resistance liquidity here. We still have Asia high to be taken as well. We have London highs to be taken as well. And what I'm expecting is higher prices here. So we still have some news as well at 9:45 and eventually at 10 a.m. So the first plan will be wait for the news driver to hit, and after it, I will see if price has some kind of intention to go to the upside or eventually to the downside. If price really wants to come to the upside, I would like to see some kind of a sell side purge. I've marked the 4-hour high and the 4-hour low from the previous candle. I will update it as soon as another candle forms at 10 a.m. But right now we are inside the range of the previous 4-hour candle. So if price continues inside this range, I will probably wait and probably do nothing, because it's like a 50-50 chance. I would like to see some kind of a purge of some kind of buy side liquidity or some kind of sell side liquidity before taking some direct. Price wants to take some direction, I would like to see, first of all, a purge of sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, or a run to the upside. As you can see here, Asia consolidate, London manipulate. So eventually we can expect a move to the upside. It's like the AMD that I have been telling you guys in the last trading sessions. So I'm expecting this bullish fair value gap, this one right here, the 15-minute to hold. See how we came to the midpoint of it. Here once again, the price already tested a lot of times and was not able to close above the 15-minute. We have a bearish one here as well, so it's a smaller one, but this is kind of tricky right now because price is inside of PD arrays inside of 15 minutes, 15 minutes for value gaps, bearish and bullish ones. And right above us, we have the daily fair value gap that price has been trying to some kind of invert. Watch this here at Friday. On Friday's price action, price was able to get above its midpoint, but as soon as it peaked outside of it, price just displaced and came back inside the daily fair value gap and tried to respect it, getting below it. But since Asia, nothing has happened actually. Zooming in it, we have midnight open right above, 8:30 open where price is trying to hold right now, and we already hit 9:30. So the opening bell, the green candle, this green candle is the opening bell. So I will mark the 9:30 open as well here and try to see where price wants to go. As of now, nothing is clear. This is a boring range, quite a smaller one as well. Let me just check here. Yeah, the opening candle just made 7 handles, but as you can see, price is not, it's not how we would like to see it presenting itself. So we might wait and see if we have something clearer here just to work with. For higher prices, I would like to see a purge of these London lows here, a purge of the last or the previous 4-hour candle as well, and eventually then a formation of a bullish structure in between 950 to 1010, which is the macro hour that I've been talking you guys about as well. I would like to see something cooking inside the 950 to 1010. It's not always that accurate. You have to give it some kind of slack as well, because yeah, we have a macro in between these time windows, but sometimes things are not so clear. Nothing starts really at 950 or ends at 1010. It can start a little bit earlier and eventually finish a little bit later. So we have to keep that in mind as well. It's just like a reference. So right now, as you can see, price is still inside this range. If price keeps itself inside this range, I will not engage with it. This tells me nothing here, honestly. The thing that I would like to see, honestly, is something like this, price coming down right at 950, and then at 950 try to present it as some kind of a bullish structure to the upside, taking all this liquidity here, taking London highs, eventually taking Asia highs as well. So that's what I would like to see on price. But we can eventually get the vice versa version, which is a run to the upside, taking the previous high of the 4-hour candle, taking Asia highs as well, and then displacing to the downside. But since my overall bias is kind of bullish, I need some kind of sell side liquidity purge first before trying to engage in something bullish here. So this is what I'm expecting from price action this morning. But as I said to you, I will wait for 9:45 news and 10 a.m. news as well. I will not engage with price prior to that. That makes no sense for me. So we will wait. That's the main job of a trader. So get used to it if you really want to be successful in this industry. 90% of your time is waiting for something to happen, something clear, and something that might give you some indications of what price really wants to do. Because as of now, I cannot frame anything here in this consolidation box. As you can see here, price has not moved since 5 o'clock in the morning. So we still have to wait here. But yeah, my bias is kind of bullish. Eventually targeting these highs here. As you can see, these are some type of low resistance liquidity type of stops. Imagine that you would sell somewhere near here on the last Friday's price action session. Your stops would eventually be somewhere around here. So it would be a nice target for today's action. Let me just do some projections as well here. So imagine that this is the manipulation leg, the last one. So the lower one as well. And as you can see, we have some confluence here. Minus 2.5 standard deviation. Has some confluence right at the top of these highs that I mentioned before. So yeah, it might be something like that. But honestly, I would like to see price come a little bit lower, eventually even taking London lows. But let me just check on NQ if NQ already took its London lows or not. Yeah, we have some kind of an SMT because NQ already took London lows. So I guess I can eventually not demand this from ES since NQ already took them. We still have some kind of an SMT. So the major sell side point here on NQ is already taken. ES decided to save that for eventually later, but this is just a how should I say that? This is just a these can be eventually protected lows here on ES, and if ES really wants to run to the upside, I might not be demanding to ES purge these lows here. So I will be monitoring and eventually take some action right after these 10 a.m. lows, 10 a.m. news. I mean, so this is the first presented fair value gap. Yeah, it is. First presented fair value gap. Quite a tiny one, but it is what it is. NQ, looking at the first minutes of price action, NQ seems like way stronger than ES. Yeah, already took the low of the previous 4-hour candle as well, so we might have some kind of an SMT in between ES and NQ. So if I was waiting for some kind of a sell side purge, I might not demand. I can eventually not demand it from ES, since we are presenting some SMTs within Q. So it might be acceptable to enter a trade without taking the sell side that I would like to see on normal conditions on ES. But yeah, I will wait for now. I will do nothing. We'll wait for 10 a.m. and we'll wait for something. We'll wait for more clues from price action. Right now, this is telling me nothing. So I will sip my coffee and just wait a bit. Also, par price still inside as a range. There's nothing I can do besides waiting. First presented for value gap was kind of disrespected here. So nothing to do here as well. Notice how the 15-minute fair value gap, the bearish one, got quite respected here. But price is still working inside another 15-minute fair value gap. So it's kind of interesting to see how price will behave inside of two contrary PD arrays. So one bullish and one bearish. It's always tricky when you have some opposite PD arrays and when price is working inside of it. It's quite tricky to frame anything. Yeah, but so far, price is trying to attack London lows here. As I said in the first minutes of the stream, I would like to see a run to the downside first, taking out London lows, and eventually at 950, between 950 and 1010, a formation of some kind of a bullish structure to the upside, trying to go for London highs and Asia highs. We still have some minutes. We still have 18 minutes before the 10 a.m. news. So we will maintain our waiting until 10 a.m. Yeah, price just took 930 low, 847 low, these lows as well, the 8 a.m. lows as well. So some measure of sell side liquidity was taken here, which is always interesting. The price still inside the previous 4-hour candle range, so it's kind of tricky still. And the first news driver is almost there. So 1 minute, not even 1 minute, some kind of seconds, and we will have the first news driver, which is S&P services PMI final. If you ask me what that is, I have no clue. I just don't care about what news say. I believe that news are only a measure of fuel to for price to move from one point to another one. I don't believe in the veracity or what even those news say. I don't watch what even those news say. I'm just I just believe that these news have a purpose to drive price to its draw. So if you know where price wants to go, yeah, the news will probably um, drive price to that point. Yeah, thick price action right now, still inside this range. Nothing interesting here. Price came back to the first presented for value gap, and it's now working in between the opens, the 8:30 open, the 9:30 open, the midnight open, and the first presented for value gap. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of things here, so it's always important to let price exit those congested areas, um, to take things cleaner and to make things cleaner for us as well. ES and NQ not doing the structure is not similar on ES and NQ. NQ is a bit stronger than ES right now. Yeah, no action here. NQ pushing to the upside, ES trying to push to the downside. So they are not doing the same thing, which is not good, honestly. When price is not, when NQ and ES are not on the same page, um, the probabilities in the market, can eventually become way lower. So you want ES and NQ to do similar things on price. You don't want to engage with ES or NQ when one of them does one thing and the other one does another thing. So you just have to wait before one or two before ES or NQ starts to run behind what the other one is doing. So we are still waiting. So the 9:45 news driver did nothing to price, honestly. It was just a measure of volatility, but nothing more than that. Yeah, and price is having such a hard time right now trying to get out of that range, but not not being able to do so. And since it is still in that range, the only thing that we can do is to watch and see if price has some intention, because right now price has no intention. The only intention that price has right now is to punish who is trying to engage with it. That's the only intention that price has. Otherwise, there is nothing we can do. I'm just sipping my coffee and wait for something to happen, honestly. See, that's what I was talking about. Price just punishing everybody. It is always important to frame your plan before the opening bell. Um, that will eventually provide you some more patience, and eventually you won't try to chase what price is really doing. Uh, if you have in mind what you want to see, it will probably be easier as soon as things present itself. So that's why it is important to frame a plan. I call it a narrative. And after framing that, we just have to wait. You can frame you can always frame the plan A and plan B. Plan A, if you're not certain about your draw on liquidity, um, you can eventually frame a plan for one side of the game and plan B for the other side of the game. So um, it's always important to have that in mind. But it is always important as well to stick with one plan eventually, and because at some point you will switch from plan A to plan B, and if things don't work, you will try to, oh no, it's time to go for plan A. Oh, now it's time for plan B. Oh, damn, once again plan A. Uh, you have to have a measure uh, of inclination. I mean, of you have to have you have to consider one plan more than the other. Yeah, I will incline more for plan A. If now we'll choose plan A um, more than I would choose the plan B. So right now, price taking out some kind of sell side liquidity. So the 4 hour the previous 4 hour candle and the London lows were kind of taken here. In the beginning of the stream, I've said that I would like to see something lower, taking out London lows, and then eventually between 950 and 1010, a formation of a bullish structure. And yeah, let's see if we will get it in the next 7 to 10 minutes, since we are entering the macro hour and the 10 a.m. news driver as well. Yeah, seems like price is really trying to get that London low. And this is what I would like to see before heading to the upside. I mean, we can consider this a purge of liquidity, but I would like to see something more aggressive, enticing more sellers and eventually trapping more sellers as well. So that's what I would like to see, honestly. Meanwhile, I'm just drinking my coffee. See a nice reaction as soon as we hit London low, a nice reaction to the upside. I will still wait for something cleaner because we can eventually come down once again. Um, so we still have 5 minutes before 10 a.m. news. I will wait for that. Price back to the first presented fair value gap here. It's still nothing clear, nothing that I would like to engage with, honestly. I need some more structured because this is kind of this is kind of a thick environment, as I call it, because yeah, price is just back and forth, taking a low next to it. It will take the high and then the low once again, and yeah, I would like to see something cleaner, honestly. Let's see if price really has the strength to hold now, since we are back above the first presented fair value gap. So this can eventually be the bullish structure that I was talking about. The formation right between 950 to 1010. And as you see here, as you can see here, we have some kind of a breaker structure here where this candle here, the bigger one, is the breaker. So this one is the breaker, the bullish breaker. Yeah, so far price is doing what I was expecting. I'm just not interacting with price because we still have the 10 a.m. news, and 10 a.m. news can eventually do some harsh retrace or a big run to the upside, and I'm not willing to let me get into a trade knowing that it can eventually happen and can eventually get my stop. So I'm just letting price do what it wants to do, and after 10, I will try to engage with it. But yeah, so far the 9:50 to 10 a.m. Formation of some kind of structure seems like it's happening. What I need to see now is a retrace eventually to the first presented fair value gap or eventually to this breaker here, just to be able to engage with it, because as you have heard before, my main draw was London high, eventually Asia highs, and a measure of a low resistance liquidity from Friday's price action as well. But yeah, nothing clear right now. We still have the famous pattern here. So this is always tricky, as you can see. Price is just taking highs and lows. But if price comes back and stops at the 50%, I would eventually take a chance to engage with it. But it's pushing to the upside, as expected. Pushing to the upside, not taking out London highs, and eventually Asia highs. But yeah, it was a nice displacement to the upside. And now I would like to see some kind of a retrace to the downside before entering any trade. So I will update these right here. This is the low of the previous 4-hour candle, and this is the high of the previous one as well. So it can be something like this. Yeah, price really did what I was looking for, but I was not able to engage with it prior to 10 a.m. news. But so far it has done what I was expecting. A bullish formation, structure formation was made between 950 to 1010, and so far we already cleaned London highs, and we still have Asia highs to be cleaned as well. I'm expecting price to continue its run to the upside. At this point, let me just check NQ. Yeah, NQ just already took Asia highs. Yeah. Yeah, it stopped right below it. So now we have bullish PD arrays here, which should act as support to price. And let me see if we can eventually engage at the 50% of this bullish leg here, which would be around this break, this order block here. I'm not sure if price will eventually come to this order block, but it would be a nice place to engage with it. And it means that I should eventually put my stop something like this below the first presented fair value gap. Let me just check the OTE levels as well to see where price eventually can retrace. yeah, it can come right at the 62% of it. So I will eventually let price do what it wants to do. This could eventually be an aggressive entry, or if you like to partial your entries, this should be the first one. But I will let price to come a little bit lower. And see if it holds. Otherwise, let me just check if it holds here at the breaker. Yeah, we got a nice reaction here. Just taking some more minutes to see what price really wants to do. If it holds here or if it wants to come a little bit lower. The 15-minute just took a massive, it's just forming a massive wick. With prices respecting the 50% of the OTE levels here. And we have this fair value gap here as well. The first presented fair value gap as well. Let me just check if this breaker will hold or not. This can eventually be a push to the upside, just taking London highs. We didn't take Asia highs, but NQ took them. So we came back to the range here. The breaker is still holding. Let's see if we can get above the first presented fair value gap as well. Yeah, it's a nice reaction here. So this will be my position here, 7 points. So it will be a 5. Just give me a bit lower. Otherwise, I will have to take this one. Yeah, price is really quick right now. Yeah, I will take my chances here and see if price really wants to continue its run. Not the perfect entry, the most perfect entry here. I should have put a limited order here at the breaker, honestly. But I like to see how price reacted on a quick way here. I would like to see that this fair value gap get respected as a bullish one. And right now we have some PD arrays here down below. We have this order block here. We have the previous order block acting as support as well. We have the first presented fair value gap, the midnight open. So we have some kind of bearish protection. And right now, let me just check the projections as well. This might be the last fight for value gap. Yeah, we still have some confluences here. So at this point, we must let things run. Price coming back down, retesting the midnight open. Notice how price just came back to the breaker here. This would be the perfect entry. Was not able to take it, honestly, but it is what it is. So far, I would like to see price respect this for value gap. It's kind of tough right now. Let me just check what NQ is doing. Yeah, similar job here, but NQ still has to invert some kind of a bearish fair value gap. Nice push to the upside here on ES. Yeah, but at this point, the S and NQ are not doing the same thing, which can make things a little bit tricky. I'm not liking how price was not able to come above 50% of this value gap here. It's just treating it like a bearish one. And NQ, yeah, NQ treated as a bearish for value gap. So I'm not liking how price is developing right now. Notice how we are testing this bearish, retesting the bearish 15 minutes per value gap on ES as well. And as you can see, those two lines, this one and this one right here, are the lines of a 15-minute bullish fair value gap as well. So price peaked outside of it, but then displaced right after peaking outside of it, and it formed kind of a BPR here. It got rejected from the NWOG as well. Yeah, and then Q is not doing what it is supposed to do. So honestly, I'm not liking how price is developing right now. It should be treated as a bullish for value gap, and it's not. It's being treated as a bearish one. Another push to the upside here from ES. I would like to see NQ following ES on this push to the upside. But yeah, price is kind of stalled here. But I will give it some time. We just have to be patient and let's see if it really wants to come upside accordingly to my bias. Price is doing what it needs to do. It took some sell side liquidity and then displaced to the upside and started to grind higher. So right now everything is happening accordingly to plan A. The only thing that I don't like here is that we are taking a lot of time to come out of this valley gap. But I guess we just have to let it run. Another push to the upside. I would like to see NQ following what ES is doing. Good push to the upside here from ES. So far, ES is approaching the top of the 15-minute wick. NQ doing the same. So we we have to be we have to have in mind that as soon as we take out this high, price can eventually retrace back down. Let me just check the 1 hour as well, just to see if I see something suspicious that might prevent price to go to the upside. Yeah, right now this shaded area is the upper end walk. I would like to see price to come above it with some haste, with some energy, but will eventually allow some kind of retrace back to this fair value gap here. So far, these conditions are high resistance conditions, not a clean shot to the upside. Yeah, price coming back down. NQ just took all these lows here. NQ just took all these lows. It's kind of a tricky environment on NQ. So I'm not liking how NQ is behaving. It just took sell side liquidity, but it was quite violent here. Yeah, ES doing the same. Yeah, lack of energy on ES, on NQ as well. The 15-minute chart, another wick is forming. So I'm not quite content with this. I'm not quite happy with this buy, honestly. It got rejected once again here at the end walk. So I'm not sure, honestly, at this point we are right. Então, uhum. will give it some more minutes, but I'm not liking how price is just coming back to the range. It should be a fast move to the upside, but price is not doing it. Yeah, this price action is, it's kind of weird. We'll give it some more time here. I said that when price was here, that we could eventually allow a retrace back to the fair value gap area. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just allowing price to do its own thing. Sometimes we just have to give it some slack and work with it. Price trying once again to come above this bullish fair value gap. Let's see if it does it right now, or if it will play a bit more with us. As you can see here, we have a big order block here as well. So whenever you have a big order block, price just takes some time to retest it, to do some damage before eventually leaving that region. So we still have to keep that in mind as well. So the bullish movement started at 950 to 1010. There will be another macro right at 1050 to 1110. So this bullish leg can eventually be played until 1050. But honestly, this price action I don't like it, honestly. Things are taking too much time. As you can see here, we are in this trade for about 20 minutes, and we are in between break even and drawdown and do some profit. And yeah, it's not working the way it was supposed to work, honestly. The 15-minute candle will close in about 1 minute as well. So it will close in a form of a wick, most probably. Let's see, we have 5 seconds before the 15-minute close. Price is just, at this point, it is just time distorting. Just taking a long time for nothing. I mean, the only thing that I would like to see is another run to the upside, because we still have Asia highs on ES to take. But on the other hand, those Asia highs were taken on NQ. I mean, no, they weren't. No, they were not. Yeah, we reached that high, but yeah, we reached that high on NQ as well. So, but it didn't purge that high. So back to break even. Price is not working how it should work today. Just waiting for another push to the upside. But I think that NQ is kind of dragging us to the downside, honestly. On the 4-hour, ES took the highs of the previous 1, 2, 3 candles on the 4-hour. NQ, the same thing, which can be quite dangerous for us as well, since we are long. On the 4-hour, we have relative equal lows to be taken, but some type of an SMT with NQ. But yeah, NQ is dropping. Is dropping here. It is back to its first presented for valley gap. ES is trying to decide what it wants to do, but coming back down once again. NQ is now losing its first presented for valley gap, so I guess ES will follow. Not liking how price is behaving right now. We took the low of the previous 15-minute candle, both on ES and NQ, but ES is trying to go lower here. and in Q as well. So at this point, I'm not liking how price is really behaving. We kind of lost this fair value gap. We are working outside of it. The only thing that we have as bullish as a bullish defense is this order block here, but price is really digging into it. We just switch for 3 minutes and see if anything is clearer here. Price is trying to retest that fair value gap. It stopped right at the midpoint of this bearish fair value gap. So this might be an inverted one, but as you can see, price is not presenting the strength that I would like to see. Another push to the upside here. Good push. If it stays here like this, yeah, that would be a nice push to the upside, and that would eventually get us a nice 15-minute candle as well, in form of a wick to the downside. But we still have 7 minutes before the 15-minute candle closes, so still have some time before anything progresses here. But I like this type of reaction. I guess this is the best reaction that I've seen from price since we are in this trade. Nice push to the upside here. And now I would like to see price to try to attack everybody who's been trying to short this, because there are a lot of players that were trying to short this, since we are here for about 30 minutes. I would like to see Dan Walk being completely disrespected. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. And we still have 10 to 15 minutes before 10:50. So I guess we can expect this move to be stretched to 10:50 at least. we have to monitorize it and see if it respects bullish PD arrays and everything that's bullish. So far, the end walk is acting as a resistance here. And yeah, we stopped right at the Asia highs. I guess we will go for another move to the Asia highs. There we go. Price is moving the way we were expecting. Another push to the upside here. Good push to the upside. The 4-hour candle is right now inside of a bearish 4-hour per valley gap. So whenever price reaches minus 1.5 standard deviation, I will probably take a partial here, since we were in this trade for a long time now. But on the other hand, everything is primed for another leg to the upside. So the thing that I need to allow now price to do is a retrace back to the end walk and eventually another run to the upside. Let's see if we can get another push. I will eventually take 4 out of 5 mini contracts, micro contracts here, leaving just one runner. Yeah, too late now. So now the end walk should hold. I don't want to see price coming back to this region here. And we can eventually expect price to start calming down and losing some steam here in between 1050 to 1110. So good push to the upside here. Let's see if price is able to continue its run to the upside. I'm expecting it to do so. We'll give it some more minutes. yeah, so far everything runs inside plan A, which was the bullish perspective on price and the bullish expectation on price as well. So no surprises yet. The only thing that concerned me was this down leg here, but eventually this order block had to be retested. So I was conscious that price needed to retest it. So that's why I didn't panic. Price pushing higher here. So let's see if we can get another run. There we go. Another high. Well, since we had a lot of time in this consolidation here, I will take out some profits here, just paying me. Yeah, there we go. And eventually leave the runner until minus 2.5 standard deviation. We are as well approaching 1050, so this run to the upside might lose some steam. That's why I took these profits here. Will manage my risk as well. I will not put my stop to break even yet because I'm allowing price to do another retrace to this order block here. So it can be eventually a deep retrace. That's why I'm allowing price to come back below. I'm sorry about my camera. I will fix it tomorrow. I just ordered some new cables and will eventually fix this problem tomorrow. So far, this was a nice run to the upside. Everything according to what has been planned in the first minutes of the stream. It was a nice reading as well. So the only thing that I have to do right now is to manage the trade, eventually manage my stop loss, to break even or something like this, but I will allow price to do a lower retrace before putting it at break even. And then I will just trail my stop along the market movement. So right now this is almost a free trade. Price is going to the upside still. We still have some more minutes. This area right here is the midpoint of the bearish fair value gap on the daily. So I'm expecting it eventually to go for it. But since we are approaching 11 and 11, it's kind of a tricky hour. It's that time in the morning where traders just just stop what they are doing. They go take their coffee, and yeah, they are preparing themselves for the lunch. I mean the lunch break and the lunch hour. So whenever you have a position opened in between 9 to 10, try to get your partials before 11, or eventually take out your position at 11, because yeah, as I was saying, 11 is the time in the morning where other traders just stop what they are doing. They go and grab their coffee and prepare themselves for the lunch hour. So it's the time in the morning where everything slows down, and some retraces might be expected as well. So have that in mind, and try to manage your positions, taking that information and reminding yourself that, okay, maybe it's time to not be greedy and try to myself at least at break even. Yeah, that's the time. That's the time in the morning where you should do such things. So price taking some more time here was quite a nice area to take some profits. Otherwise, if I had the full position, I was praying for price not to retrace, right? Right now, I'm just here sitting calmly, waiting for price to do its own thing. If for those who are watching, if you have any questions or if you want to interact with me, you can eventually do any type of questions. I will try to answer them. If it is the first time that you're watching the stream, just give it a like and a thumbs up. If not, and if you're not yet subscribed or following me, yeah, just give me a follow, and I will be here every day, um, because this is my main job. So yeah, you might see that I'm playing with a practice account, a demo account, but yeah, that's what I've been saying for the last couple of days. I had to reassess my mind and my focus, and that's why I moved to demo. Uh, yeah, but I will probably in the next week I will restart the combines and eventually do some real trades and try to get those accounts from Top Step as well. Meanwhile, I'm just trading demo account and trading my personal accounts as well. Yeah, but with low risk, and having in mind that I still have some work to do. I still have to be more disciplined. I still have to know how to wait. But I guess every trader has his own difficulties, and it's not. I mean, it's not an easy thing. It's not any easy thing to progress without having some losses, and having some things that you might not be. I mean, might not be proud of, but I guess that's everyone's trader's journey, you know. There's no trader that has done a clean way, a clean journey, only with wins. Yeah, another push to the upside here. Price really trying to go a little bit higher. We are reaching the 1050 to 1110 macro. I mean, we are inside of it. So this might eventually be the last stretch to the upside on price. I'm content with taking the partials here. This will allow me to relax and not allowing the market to take my mental capital, because it took already a lot here. It was, let me just check for how much time did we wait. Yeah, we wait about 30 minutes before any action, in between of break even, having some profits, having some drawdown, and that's always stressful. It's not kind of stressful, but it's kind of hard to watch, because you want things to deliver right away. Yeah, but sometimes price just has to take its time, and you have to play with it. When price was here, I've said that it was time distorting. Time distortion is like when price is gathering liquidity. In this case, it was gathering shorts. A lot of players try to short this down move, because NQ was enticing players to go short, as you can see on that bearish structure. And a lot of players open their short positions, and eventually they will put their stops right above these wicks here, right above these highs, and that's a form of gathering some liquidity. But what price does next? Well, it just pushes to the upside, giving no chance for short sellers to take out their position, and boom. So price is stretching a bit more. It is presenting a new fair value gap here, a bullish one. I will mark the order block as well. So this is the order block as well. I mean, I like this more because it's below the fair value gap. So it is permissible for price to come and dig below the fair value gap for this order block. So the majority of the longs will eventually get in takeout at minus 2.5 standard deviation. I decided to cut some profits here at minus 1.5 because I was already in this trade for a long time. But usually you should take your last partials, or eventually the majority of your position, right at minus 2 and minus 2.5. This is the place where partials should be taken. You would be very naive to let a full position run into these projections and not taking any partial at all, and trying to get your full position to move above the minus 2.5 standard deviation. That would be very naive if you try to do such things, because you might eventually get a retrace. Some retraces are harsher than the others, but as soon as you get a retrace from minus 2.5 standard deviation, you can eventually expect it to retrace to minus 1. So watching a full position coming from minus 2.5 to minus 1 That would be very frustrating. Yeah, so far everything is running just like we planned. Price is playing above the fair value gap, the bullish one. So for those who are watching, if you have any questions, just shoot them on the chat. I will try to answer them. For those who don't know me, and for those who are just watching the stream for the first time, I'm a futures trader. I try to engage only with ES, and I'm from Portugal, from a city called Aveiro, which is some guys call it the Venice, the Portugal Venice, um, but it has nothing to do with Venice, honestly, with the Italian Venice. It's a picturesque city near the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and yeah, it's quite a it's quite a beautiful place to live, and a calm place to live as well. Well, at this point, I will put my stop loss to break even, and eventually I will move my stop loss right beneath this order block as well. But I would like to see price to retest this fair value gap first. Eventually, some wicks can be presented, doing some damage on price and on stops, and I would like to avoid this. Well, if you are liking so far whatever I explained on this trading session, give me your feedback. It would be nice to watch some or to read some feedback about what I'm doing here, and give it a thumbs up as well. A like would be nice to see as well. And if you're not following me, you can follow me here on YouTube, on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch as well, and you can follow me on my other socials. I will probably start to post some weekly analysis or some daily analysis as well, not only trading sessions, because sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming, especially for those who are beginning this journey. Um, I will try to be more present in the other socials, but yeah, just just follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch for those who like to watch streams as well. you can follow me there. Yeah, as you can see, the 10:52:11:10 macro is in. We still have 5 minutes inside this macro, and eventually two things can now happen. Or price will just continue to the upside, eventually taking the minus 2.5 standard deviation, and 10:52:11:10 macro would eventually act as a continuation to the upside, or price will eventually cook some reversal to take out some stops from those who are in long positions. But so far, I think that we will get another stretch to the upside here. That's what I really would like to see. But just notice how price is forming once again some liquidity. As you can see here, we have relative equal lows. A lot of players put their stops right below these lows, just like this. And these are quite see, and these are quite obvious spots for price to attack. That's why I did not move my stop to a place above break even yet. But yeah, look how these wicks are doing the damage. They are just piercing the fair value gap. Just pierce from the top to the bottom. Kind of funny when I was talking about some kind of a retrace or a reversal being cooked, and price just boom to the downside. Kind of funny. Yeah, so far the fair value gap got respected, but as you can see, and I was anticipating, price lost a lot of steam right now. Just as soon as we hit 11. So this is another proof that 11 is a time of the day where things might get a little bit slower. Let's see if we can get another move to the upside. I guess that would be the last one before lunch hour. But I can see a retrace, a harsh retrace for these lows here, these relative equal lows, and then a move to the upside. It would be a quick attack to these stops. Yeah, guys, if you have some questions, you can write it down on the chat. you can write it down on the chat, and I will try to answer them. Rakwam, just I just got the express port this morning, bro. Yeah, good. Good to know, brother. I hope that you could eventually take some profits already. Yeah, we are still grinding. Remember that in the beginning of the stream, I talked to you about a liquidity that was from a liquidity point that was from May, the 2nd of May, which has a clean staircase to the downside. And what do I mean? A clean staircase to the downside. Well, if you look at price action on the 1 minute from 2nd of May, in between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you can see that those highs are too clean, and we might eventually see those highs being purged. If it will happen in this session, no, it won't be happening this session, this New York session. It will eventually happen at New York PM or eventually tomorrow. But I can see those eyes getting attacked. So we can eventually, if we had the time to, we could eventually stretch the take profit to the upside. On ES, it's around 57.19 to 57.10. We could eventually stretch to take profit to the upside, leaving the stop at break even, and just watch price to deliver there. So I will not do that. I will probably end the stream soon as well, since we already hit 11 and we are in for about 2 hours now. But yeah, that could eventually be a plan to move your profit targets to a higher point. And those highs from the 2nd of May seems quite reasonable. Well, Haktom, you're making a good question here. How do you manage both internal and external risks in your portfolio? Well, I just trade. I don't do swing trades. I don't do anything like that. So my portfolio is always exposed to short-term risk, not high-term risk. If you know what I mean. So yeah, at the end of the day, my risk is gone. I only approach the market for about 2 hours as well. So at the end of those 2 hours, my portfolio is kind of secured. If I have some wins, that's okay. if I have some losses, well, I'm trying to allow losses not bigger than 1.5 R, um, which means that if I'm trading a account of 50,000, my risk would be 1 R would be $200. So for a trading session, I will not risk anything more than 350, which would put me in a 1.5 R loss. So I will I never I try not to allow a loss or a losing trading day to get me more than 1.5 R of risk. So that's why I came back to demo for some days just to reset my state of mind and to build some more consistency and some more rules. I mean, I hope I answered your questions honestly. Um, yeah, because risk will always be present as traders. The risk will always be there. Um, you just have to remind yourself that you have to put in place some measure of defenses that will allow you to not engage with price when there's nothing to do, and as soon as you start losing or as soon as you start hitting some drawdown, you will have to have in mind some procedures to take you out of your PC or your trading session or um, your trading setup. Yeah, those things are the most important ones, honestly. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. Well, so far price came to the order block, as you can see here. So I was allowing price to come to the order block, eventually allowing price to dig a little bit lower or wicking a little bit lower for these two relative equal lows. And I guess at this point, I will just move my stop loss a little bit higher. I want to see these two fair value gaps being treated as breakaway gaps. So I would not like to see price come back to these PD arrays here. So at this point, I will just leave this as it is. The majority of the position was taken out here, and I will just let it run whenever it wants to do. I will allow it. This is a free trade right now, so there's nothing to worry about. Let's see if we can get another push to the upside. I was willing to let price come down a little bit more, eventually taking these relative lows out. But let me just check here NQ if it has done something like that. But yeah, it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. So I guess at this point, there's nothing we can do unless watching price to deliver to its direction. And yeah, if you go to the first minutes of the stream, you will hear me saying that I was expecting something bearish on the first minutes, taking out sell side liquidity. And in between 950 to 1010, I was expecting a formation of something bullish. We had a formation of this breaker. We displaced to the upside, formed a breaker. Then price, as soon as it touched the end walk, it came down aggressively. And at this point, I was kind of suspicious about this retrace. And as soon as I saw this displacement to the downside, stopping right at 930 open and right inside a breaker, and then a displacement to the upside, yeah, that was the time that it will do what I anticipated, so I will just engage with it. Yeah, price trying to get another stretch to the upside here. It would be nice if it hits -2 or eventually -2.5 standard deviation. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter because we already took the majority of partials. We just have to trail this stop right now. Not allowing, at this point, I will not allow price to come way down. As soon as we start to run once again, I will trail this stop closer and closer to price, not allowing big retracements. Yeah, price really came back to the order block. Remember when I said that price will eventually slow down a bit at 11 and eventually come for this order block, allowing price to come to it, and not expecting the fair value gap to stop, to act as a main stop to price come below it. Yeah, it has done whatever I anticipated. So if you guys have another questions, if you guys are willing to ask me something or give me some kind of feedback, I'm here to read it and to answer. Yeah, just you can you can call. I mean, you can question anything you would like to. Um, I will try to answer. and a feedback from you guys would be fine as well. Price coming back down. And we are approaching the 2 hour mark on the stream, so I will eventually, I mean, we already suppressed it for 5 minutes, so I will stay here just a bit more just to see where price really wants to go. um, but I will eventually end the stream in a couple of minutes. Yeah, so far the bullish fair value gap is kind of holding here. But I'm expecting, honestly, I would like to see a purge of these lows here, which has some confluence because they are inside of the order block, and everything is, any retrace is permissible as soon as it stays inside the order block. As long as it stays inside the order block. Yeah, these last couple of minutes have been a bit boring here because price is already 30 minutes the same place for about 30 minutes. It's not moving at all, but it was kind of anticipated as I said when we were approaching the 11-hour mark. Yeah, forming a bit of liquidity here. As you can see, all these lows here. These lows can eventually represent late longers. So people who's coming a bit late for this grind to the upside and eventually taking their stops, opening positions right at this fair value gap and putting their stops right below it. So right now, if I want to see a continuation of the upside move, I want to see a purge of liquidity, a purge of these lows and these right here as well, and then a move to the upside, a continuation move to the upside. That's why I have my stop beneath it in order to allow price to do it. But if it wants to retrace lower and start to interact with um, this region here, I will not allow it. That's why I have my stop in between the order block and the breakaway gap. So people who longed here are already in trouble. Right now they are praying for price not to come lower. So as expected, these lows were taken out. So right now, let's see price can eventually come back to the upside, or if we will retrace a bit lower, eventually trying to get inside these breakaway gaps. But as I told you, I will not allow it. I won't allow any progression below the order block. So even if the price comes down to that area and then displaces to the upside, I will be fine. I will. That's that is what it is. So at this point, NQ already took those lows as well. So I guess we are primed for a continuation to the upside, but at the same time, it is past 11. So I'm not expecting that, honestly. I still have higher targets. But in terms of time action, I would not consider them for the next hours or the next minutes. So price really working that order block. Right now, we have the NVOG trying to hold as support. Price reached the bottom of the order block as well. So there was not quite a reaction, a bullish reaction. So I presume that we will eventually come lower, eventually for these inefficiencies here. But as I told you, I will not allow price to take its journey to here. I will be stopped out here. Price comes and tries to rebalance that, but I'm fine. Major partials were already taken. So here we go. Everything according to plan. No surprises here. So it was a nice stream, honestly. Price did what we expected right from the beginning. So yeah, it was quite a clean read on price. Quite a clean execution as well. I'm still expecting high prices, honestly, but I will not wait here and waste my time trying to decide whatever whenever price is going to do what he wants to do. So at this point, I will end my stream. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your interactions as well. I hope to see you tomorrow once again. I hope you liked this 2-hour streaming session and 2-hour trading session as well. So I hope to get to see you guys here tomorrow as well. I will be streaming at the same time, same hour, always trying to catch the opening bell. It's in New York, so 9:30 New York local time. Thank you once again, and if you are watching this, give me a like, a follow, and hope to see you tomorrow. Have a nice afternoon and see you tomorrow. Thank you.